welcome. It's a pleasure to have you for another episode or another video on this channel. As you know, this is Mathematics. This is your complete online school of mathematics. And what we do here, as well as we've always done, is to treat mathematics topic by topic, break it down, make it easy for you to understand and for you to follow. All right, I am Pendulum. I am still your tutor on this channel. It is good to have you here. All right, so we've been looking at polynomials, and today we'll be looking at the remainder theorem. All right, I think I mentioned when we started that under these polynomials, we're majorly going to focus on factor and remainder theorem. All right, so today let's look at what the remainder theorem means and how we can apply it. Now, first of all, we said if f of x up here, if f of x is a polynomial divided by x minus a, all right, so this is a linear polynomial, and we assume that f of x is a cubic polynomial in this case, because I told you we'll be dealing more with cubic polynomials. All right, they say the remainder obtained is f of a. That means we are going to say x minus a equal to 0, from which x is equal to a. Right, so that means if f of x is divided by x minus a, then the remainder obtained is f of a. From here, x is equal to a. If you put this equal to 0, that means I can remove this f of x and replace this x by a. It means they are the same. All right, so simply put, what does this mean? All this grammar. We can use this remainder theorem to find the remainder of a polynomial division without having to do long division. All right, so what this means is that if you're asked to find the remainder when one polynomial divides another, when a linear polynomial divides a cubic polynomial, right, you can find the remainder without having to do long division. Remember when we looked at factor theorem, when we started factor theorem, right, we had to use long division to get the remainder when a cubic polynomial is divided by a linear polynomial, right? But now we can also find the remainder even without using long division, and that's when this remainder theorem comes in. And simply what you have to do is this thing here, all right? So the cubic polynomial you have, you equate it equal to 0, and then you have the value of x. And then whatever value of x you have, you substitute it into the cubic polynomial, all right? So the linear polynomial you have, that you're using to divide, that is your divisor, you equate it to 0, and you get the value of x. Then you substitute that value of x into the cubic polynomial, and whatever you get as your answer is the remainder. All right, so this is how you can find the remainder without needing to do long division. And one thing you should note, if the remainder you get is 0, what does that mean? If you remember your factor theorem, then you remember that whenever a cubic polynomial is divided by a linear polynomial and you get 0, it means that that linear polynomial is a factor of the cubic polynomial. All right, I hope you remember that part of that is the factor theorem basically. So if the remainder is 0, note, if the remainder is 0, it means that x minus a, that linear polynomial, is a factor of f of x. All right, so remember this. Now let's do these two examples. This should not take so much time. The remainder theorem is quite straightforward. All right, so let's just quickly look at these two examples and now let's solve this solution. Now we are given that x minus 2 is the linear polynomial doing this division, right? And so we can simply put this equal to 0. Like I said, you put the linear polynomial equal to 0, right? And if we do this, therefore we are going to have that x is equal to 2. This is very basic. Minus 2 will cross to this side, and when it crosses, it becomes plus 2. All right, so x is equal to 2. It's a very simple arithmetic. This. Now we substitute x equal to 2 into the cubic polynomial. So in this case, into p of x. All right, and p of x is x cubed minus 4x squared minus 7x plus 10. So if we substitute it, that means p of 2. That means p of 2, since x is now 2, is equal to 2 cubed minus 4 2 squared minus 7 times 2 plus 10. Of course, 2 cubed is 8. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. 2 square here. Okay, let me just write everything out. I don't think there's any need for this. Let's not waste time. Right? 2 square is 4. Right? 2 square is 4. 4 times 4, 16. So this is minus 16. Okay? Then minus 7 times 2, minus 14. Then plus 10. This is p of 2. So finally, what is our answer? We can just say 8 plus 10 is 18. So we have 18. And then minus 16 minus 14 is minus 30. So 18 minus 30 should give us minus 12. All right. So this means that P of 2, or our remainder, is minus 12. All right. So this is the remainder you get when this polynomial x cubed minus 4x squared minus 7x plus 10 is divided by x minus 2. The remainder you get is what? Minus 12. Okay. And this also tells you that x minus 2 is not a factor of this polynomial. All right, it's not a factor, but you're not asked to determine that. You're just asked to find the remainder. All right, this remainder theorem helps you if you want to determine the factor of a polynomial in a case where the factors are not known. After this video, I think the next video we'll look at is case of factor theorem when none of the factors are given. Then this remainder theorem will play a role to be able to find one of the factors and help us begin solving for the other factors. All right, but I believe that what we did here is quite understood. Like I said, it's very simple. Just make x the subject of the formula that by putting it equals to 0 and then substitute it into the given cubic polynomial. All right. Now let's do this second one here. If f of x is equals to 3x cubed, all right. Okay, let me write it down. F of x. No. First of all, we have that x plus 1 is the linear polynomial, and we put it equal to 0. Therefore, x will be what? Minus 1. Plus 1 crosses to this side becomes minus 1. All right. Now, then we say we substitute x equal to minus 1 into f of x. And if we do this, remember that f of x here is giving us 3x cubed plus x squared plus 2x plus 5. So this means that f of minus 1, because x is now minus 1 here, you can see it here, is equals to 3 minus 1 cubed plus minus 1 squared plus 2 times minus 1 plus 5. Okay, now let's go on. Minus 1 cubed is minus 1. Minus 1 times minus 1 is 1. 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 times 3 is minus 3. Then minus 1 squared is 1. So this is plus 1. I hope you know that minus times minus is plus. I should not be teaching you that at this level. Alright, so plus 2 times minus 1 is minus 2 plus 5. This is f of minus 1. Okay, so finally we have that. We have this. So basically we have minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5. Plus 1 plus 5 is plus 6. So we have minus 5 plus 6, which is 1. Alright, therefore, our remainder here is 1. So once again, you can also still clearly see that the remainder here is 1, meaning that x plus 1 is not a factor of this. But your question asks you to find the remainder, not whether it's a factor or not. Alright, so you can see this is very simple. It's something you should be able to solve without stress at all. If you're asked to find the remainder when a cubic polynomial is divided by a linear polynomial, you don't have to do long division. Just apply the remainder. Alright, so this is your assignment. What is the remainder when p of x equal to t cubed minus 2t squared plus t plus 1 is divided by t minus 1? Okay, and you're asked to show this by both long division and remainder theorem. So both of them should give you the same answer. Alright, so we'll end here for this video. Please, as always, remember to subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. Engage with this particular video. I'm sure you learned something interesting. So like this video, drop a thought in the comments, and share this video wherever you can, on WhatsApp, Facebook, wherever. Let others find it and come and learn about remainder theorem and come and learn about maths in general. All right, I'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about factor theorem solving by trial and error. So until then, keep learning, keep trying, you get better, and subscribe to this channel, turn on our notifications so that you don't miss any new video we'll drop.